Yo, what is up guys, welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to show you something that is going to help you a lot on your workflow. Of course, it's in FL Studio, and I'm going to show you the shortcuts. I'm not going to show you, of course, all the shortcuts that FL Studio has because, well, basically you can read that, but I'm going to show you the ones I use when I produce all the time that helped me to make things lot faster. I thought about making this video because I see a lot of people on YouTube that makes tutorials that don't use shortcuts and takes a lot of time to do one thing, and I thought why not doing it, showing just the shortcuts I use. I think they are the most useful. It's gonna help you a lot to just make one thing in just one step and not two or three. And if you already know all the shortcuts of FL Studio, I recommend you to stay because maybe I show you one shortcut that you don't know and can help you a lot. Just one shortcut can make you work a lot faster, so I recommend you to stay until the end of this video. So well, with that being said, don't forget to leave a like if this video helped you, and let's get into it. Alright guys, so I just loaded here some samples to have something in the playlist, and I'm gonna show you the first thing, how to make zoom. In FL Studio you can make zoom different ways. You can use this bar here, you know, to make zoom, or with the mouse wheel right here you can make zoom. But there's a faster way to do it, and it's using the control button and the mouse wheel. So if for example you put the mouse here and you click control and now you move the mouse wheel, you're gonna make zoom to that thing here, okay? Because what happens if you want to make zoom into this hi-hat here, you have to do it this way and then move it, you know, and get here and now move it again, you know, and it's a bit annoying. But I think with the control it's a lot faster, especially if you're working with something that is around here. You don't have to go up here to make zoom, alright? So you just go here and move it like this and it's faster. The other way to make zoom is making the tracks thinner or wider, and it's by going right here and doing like this or like this, okay? So you make the tracks wider or more or thinner, more narrow. So how can you do this in a faster way? Instead of using the control, you have to use the alt button and the mouse wheel, and this way, as you can see, it makes it super fast. So imagine that you wanna go to this clap here. Before you had to do it like this way, and then maybe increase it like this way to see it better. Okay, so now with this shortcut, you just have to do it this way and this way. So it's lot faster, alright? Then another thing that I use is not a shortcut really, but I show you, I did it right now, is if you click the mouse wheel, okay, the button on the mouse wheel, if you click it, you can move it this way. And sometimes it's also super good to move it instead of using these things here. Okay, and what if you wanna get back to see the entire project? You maybe are using this or this, alright? Or you're using what I told you now, the control. So you're taking out the zoom and now you're using the alt to make it like this. Okay, but you can make it in another way. Imagine that you are in this spot, you know, you have something like this. If you click control and the right click of the mouse, boom, adapts the zoom to see the entire playlist. Imagine that we have one kick, for example, here, okay? And we have a zoom like this. If we click now control and right, it's gonna adapt it to see the entire project. So it's super good to see everything you have. And what if you wanna get back to where you were? Just click again, control and right click, and you get back to where you were. So what if we want to make zoom in another way? What we can do is just click the control and the right button, but holding it, alright, and dragging. If I click control now, right button, as you can see, there's like a lens, and if you drag, you're gonna make zoom to this square, alright? So if I have it like this, it's gonna adapt the zoom to show you just what is inside here, or to the max it can, of course. So for example, if we want to go super quick to this part here because we want to maybe shorten this for any reason, we can just do it this way, control right click, boom, and we are here, and now we can move it. Another thing is that sometimes you want to select some things and you have to use this tool here, and you select whatever you want and then you do whatever you want with this. But another way to do it is using the control and the left click. If you click control, left click and drag, as you can see we have these two selected. So it's super easy to select things like this way. And what if you want to select more than one thing that are not together? For example, here I selected these three things because they are together. But what if we want to select this and this kick? Just click control, now click shift, and then click again the left click button. So now, for example, I have this or just this, and I can move them together. Another cool thing for the playlist is that, for example, if we want to duplicate the kick, we just can use the pencil, okay, and do it like this, or use the paint and do it like this. That is faster, right? But what if we want to clone all of this? Of course, we can select it as I showed you before, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and move it, okay? But this is a bit longer. We can do it in another way. We can just, for example, select this up here, and now we click Control B, we're gonna clone everything that is in this part to the next bar, okay, or to the next place that it can. So as you can see, boom, it's cloned and it's super fast. You also can do it this way, alright? You just select this, a Control B. But what's gonna happen? Be careful with this, because what this is gonna do is clone this to the next free place, okay? And if we make zoom, we can see that it doesn't get to the bar. So if I clone this with Control B, as you can see, it didn't get to the next bar, just to the next free space. Okay, so be careful, because if you start doing this and there's a gap at the end, look where is the kick, it's not with the beat. So just do it this way, or if you don't want to clone everything, make sure that it gets to the bar. So now if we clone it, it's in the beat. Now let's go to the mixer, and I'm gonna show you how to add things to the mixer in a faster way, or in my opinion in a better way, because of course you can just click 2 times to one sample, for example this kick, and if you click here on track, what it's gonna do is put it in the next free spot. Okay, these 4 are already used, but the default samples of FL Studio, these ones here. And well, this way, you know, it puts it in the next free spot. So if now I click in this hi-hat, it's gonna be on the 6, and it adds the name and so on. But for example, sometimes I want to have it in another way, because I like to separate in the mixer the things. I like to have here the percussions, then the synth, then the effects. So imagine that I have an effect and I want to put it right here. Of course, you can just do it this way, and then go here and move right, and then move right again until you get to this spot, but it's a bit annoying. So what can you do? Just click the sample you like, for example this one, go to the mixer channel that you want, for example the 30, and click Control L. With Control L, you move it right here. You can do it just right-clicking, channel routing, and this way. But as you can see here, there's this the shortcut info, and it's Control L. So that's what they show you. So it's a faster, and I always do it this way. And what if you have more than one sample selected, like I have now? Look it up here, and you want to put them 3 together. What you have to do is click Control, Shift, and L, and this way them 3 are gonna be together in the mixer. But let's say that you have the mixer channel, you added it this way, or using just the thing here, or whatever you use, but you want to move them now. You can just right click, go down here and move right and move left, but as you can see, you have here the shortcut. So Alt and left moves you left, or Alt and right moves you right. But the faster way, just click in the Shift and the mouse wheel. And as you can see, it's a lot faster. So if you're just gonna move 1 or 2, maybe this way is faster. But if you wanna move from here to here, using the mouse wheel is a lot faster. And what if you wanna move more than 1? So you have to select more than 1, as I show you in the playlist. It's the same, just Control, Shift, and click. Okay, or you click it this way, or you click and drag. And now the thing is that you cannot use the mouse wheel, as I showed you before. In this case, you have to use the Alt and left, or Alt and right, but all of them are moving together, as you can see. Then there's another shortcut in FL Studio that maybe you don't really use it a lot, but I'm using it right now for one thing that you will know in the future, and it's by exporting. You can go right here on File and Export and choose WAV or MP3, but as you can see, here you have the shortcut info. So if you click Ctrl R, you have the WAV, and Shift Ctrl R, you have the MP3. So just Ctrl R and you have it, or Shift Ctrl R and you have it in MP3. Okay guys, so now is another thing that is not really a shortcut, but it's something that I didn't know in the past, and it helps a lot right now. Up here you have this keyboard button, and probably you have it this way. If you have it this way and you have, for example, the hi-hat selected, and you click any key of the keyboard, it works as a piano, as you probably know. But if you don't have it and you click, it's not gonna happen anything. The thing is that you're gonna be selecting different tools, and that's why I use it a lot. For example, if you go here on these tools, as you can see up here, they have a letter. So now, as you don't have the keyboard as a piano selected, I can move on different tools, okay, and change them super quick. Imagine that, for example, we have this loop here, and we want to delete this one and mute this one for any reason. In the past, we would go here, okay, and now we cut, and now we cut here, we go to the pencil again, we delete this one, we go to the silence tool, we mute this one, and then we go back to the pencil. But with the shortcuts, I just click C, I cut, I click the P, I delete, C again, I cut, and T, and mute. So it's a lot faster, you don't have to go up here. And this is something that I use all the time to change from the tools, to mute things, unmute things, to cut, to don't cut, to change to the pane, for example, is with the B. So now you can do it this way, then you come back to the P, and I think it is something that is going to help you a lot. And now some things that are also not really shortcuts, but maybe help you. The next two I'm going to show you are just for FL Studio 20, before you couldn't make them. And imagine that you have a plugin right here, an EQ for example, and you're EQing, and now you don't want this EQ. In the past, you have to go here, replace, and click on none. But now, as you can see, we have here this delete button. So we can click here and it's deleted. But as you can see, in all the menus, in some options you have some dots in some letters. For example, here in the delete, under the E you have some dots. That means that if you press that letter, it's gonna do that option. So if we click E, boom, it's deleted. So I think it's something good to make things faster. So imagine that you have an EQ, a delay, and now you don't want any of those two. Just click on E, and it's super fast, as you can see, you know. And you can do also the same here in the playlist. Imagine that we have some automations. In FL Studio 20, as we have this right here, if we right click, we can see that we have the delete. But here, the delete is with the D. So you don't have to right click here, go down and click. Just can right click here and press the D. Okay, so it's super fast. And now, also with automations, I'm gonna do it this time with automation. You click on the automation, just right click, D, and enter. Boom, and it's deleted. And these shortcuts with the letters are in everything. For example, if we open now the free limiter, as you can see, it's behind the mixer, and now if we touch something in the playlist is in the back. So this is a bit annoying. Sometimes you want to have something on top, so you have to click here and you detach it. So as you can see, it also has a letter, so just click and D, and now it is detached. You know, for example, you can use it in other things like renaming. If we click here and we can see the R is to rename things. So if you want to rename something, just click here and press the R button or the R key, boom, and you can replace to hello and just change the name. And the last thing is for non-FL Studio plugins. The thing is that if you want to copy something, for example, you are in an FL Studio plugin like Fruity Balance, and you move this, you're in a spot, you just right click and you can create automations, link to controller, copy a value, you know, type a value and things like that. But in a non-FL Studio plugin, you move this and you right click and you don't have it, you know. So maybe you're doing it in the old way, that is moving this, you go here, you click on browse parameters, now you go here and you have it in here. You can create automation and copy. But here in this panel we have this button here that is doing that. So if we move now the threshold and right click in this button, as you can see we have all these options, the create automation, the copy, and all these things. Let's say that you want to copy a value from this deglue to this deglue. You just move it, I just use the mouse wheel up and down and I'm in the same spot, and now I go here, right click and copy. And as I showed you before, you can just use the keyboard, so you just right click and C, and you have it copied. I did it so fast that you cannot really see it. And now I go here and move it and right click and P to paste it. So just right click and P, boom, and it's moving. Alright guys, so these are things that I use all the time while I'm making music in FL Studio. At the beginning maybe it's a bit annoying because you are not used to those things, but I recommend you to spend a bit of time of learning. There's not a lot of things, and try to use them because they're gonna help you a lot on improving your workflow, and you're gonna make things a lot faster. So well guys, remember that if you have any shortcut that I didn't show you and is so useful, just leave it down in the comments so we all can learn from your tip, you know, from the shortcut you use. And well, if you like this video, just leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss any tutorial. And if you have any more suggestions for YouTube tutorials, also comment down below in the comments and I will make them. So guys, stay tuned and see you in the next video.